Kinefinity. It looks like we got a release date, or at least an announcement date, like the official announcement date of the Kinefinity Vista, because all of the content creators around the two network, they started dropping shorts all over. We got Joshua, aka Cine Dailies. He's dropping this video. He also made a note that June 4th, he's going to be able to speak more. Matty Hopoya drops shorts showing that he's got the camera. Armando showing Kofi. A lot of people are starting to show that it is reaching YouTube creators' hands right now. So yeah, so essentially in 4 days, it looks like we are going to get our first look at the Vista. And by the way, also, I don't know if you guys know, B&H actually already has it on pre-order. B&H actually has the Kinefinity Vista already on pre-order. So you can go ahead and pre-order it right now. And they've actually they've already listed it. It's interesting that they're putting out these features, which is like they're saying it's going to be 6K full frame. They're saying ProRes 422 up to 6K 50 frames a second, 4K 120. Kenny Log 3. It looks like it's going to have a dual native ISO of 800, and then it was like what was I think it was something like 5,000 something, which for those of us who've been in the Kinefinity space for a while, we know that this is essentially all of the same specs as the Mavo LF Mark II, also the same specs as the Mavo Edge 6K, which all share the exact same sensor. So now, interestingly enough, that when you start getting to the, if you scroll down a little bit more onto a lot of the overview and you go into the specs, you'll start seeing stuff like effective sensor resolution, not specified by manufacturer. So this could just be a placeholder. We don't fully know just yet, but it does. So it does. Yeah, here's the base ISO, 800 at 5120, which is essentially the same as the Mavo Edge 6K and the Mavo LF Mark II. And so it's very possible that we're looking to see that this is going to be the same sensor as those two cameras, which I will say this, in terms of the image that we can get with this, it's a beautiful image. And let me see if I can find. So I actually did a doc with the Mavo Edge 6K, and I'll show you guys some still frames. You can find the doc. I have it linked. I have it in my collaboration. So it's on D-Luminous TV, which is my company's channel where we release all the different projects we work on. But this is shots of the Mavo Edge 6K. And again, this is some of the most beautiful. Let me see if I can find another here. Here's another shot of this camera. Then just in terms of lenses, we were shooting on Tokina Vista Vision Primes. So we did this doc on Tokina Vista Vision Primes, but this is the Edge 6K. If this is the same sensor as the Mavo Edge 6K and the Mavo LF Mark II, this is the image you can expect to get. This is the image that you can expect in terms of skin tones and all that. Now, the downside for all of us that are aware of that sensor, it has a very slow readout speed. Now, in fairness of Kinefinity, the Vista will have gyro stabilization. Now, will it be compatible in something like DaVinci Resolve? Because if it is, then they could use that gyro stabilization to negate a lot of that rolling shutter artifacts. It won't make it completely gone, but it will negate a good amount of the rolling shutter. And also, to be fair to Kinefinity, the rolling shutter on the Mavo Edge 6K as well as the Mavo Edge LF, it's pretty much the same rolling shutter as this camera in open gate, which I fly this camera on a gimbal. This is now my I'll make a video about sort of the value of the Cinema Camera 6K full frame and how that has gone up. It with the beta updates to the autofocus, why this camera to me has gotten way more valuable. But this is my go-to gimbal camera now, and I'm taking it out more and more because of that autofocus technology. Now, also, Vista will not have autofocus either, nor will it have in-body image stabilization. But I'm just saying, in terms of the roll and shutter, it's definitely usable. I use this all the time, and the roll and shutter is not a big deal. But I do know, given the fact that with a lot of the current competitors, with Nikon and Sony and Canon and Lumix, the rolling shot, it's going to be significantly worse than those competitors, and I know some people are going to make a big deal out of it. The other major thing about it is the fact that it is a sensor that's a bit dated. But again, I was like, dated or not, that looks beautiful to me. This looks absolutely gorgeous. In my eyes, you can sort of you can decide if this is enough for you. But again, we don't know what sort of codecs. B&H is saying there's going to be ProRes. It doesn't look like there's going to be ProRes 444. I would be shocked if ProRes 444 was in here. I would be shocked, mainly because that is a very, very power-consuming codec. And given the fact that Kinefinity is very, very animate of saying that this camera is going to last 3 hours on one Sony NPF battery, again, it could be their own proprietary battery that they're speaking about. Either way, that's still incredibly good, and that leads to not relying much on ProRes. So it will be interesting. I am very excited and eager. I'm not going to get a day one, but I'm definitely going to keep an eye out, and I'm definitely going to be making video coverage of it as my fellow creators start dropping their content on it. And I'll sort of give my thoughts on it, because if there's any camera left that I am interested in, it is the Vista. For me personally, only because it fills one area that I'm not entirely satisfied with any of the cameras that I have right now. And it fills that exact need at the price point that I'm willing to accept for that need. So, but what are your thoughts? Are you guys excited for Vista? Would you guys be interested in sort of a live stream talking about all the coverage and announcements on June 4th? Let me know. Let me know in the chat.